seas, whose ears have heard the holy word that walked amongst the ancient trees, calling the lapsed soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the starry pole and fallen light renew. O earth, return, arise out of the dewy grass. Night is worn and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while wilt thou turn away? The starry floor, the watery shore is given thee to the break of day. Good to be with you, it is I, your bard, your spiritual entertainer. Nothing more, nothing less. Got a doing some computer stuff here in the background. Is live. There we are. All right. I'm all set up with that. Good to be with you. I'm here every day. Going to be talking about magic mushrooms today. All right. Get your cyberselling out. Yes. I shared a little bit of a video earlier this morning about my mushroom trip that I wanted to share for healing purposes. I do not promote substance abuse. I was sharing something that was healing and beneficial to me, and I'm going to talk about that at some point today when about 20 people are on. I have all of my paperwork. You can watch the video if you want. It is on my video section. All of these wonderful people here already. We have Prawn is here. That's Raven, really, right? And the Gilded Goblin. Good to have you here. Truthy, you saw your video about psychedelics. You did. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. There you see. Good morning to you. Do you know what doTERRA is? No, I have no idea. I have no idea. And the Serpent of Anubis is here. Vixen, good to see you, our good friend. Good to have you here. And Ryan O'Neill, good to see you, my friend. And it is the High Priestess of the Orchard, Gwendolyn Aes Sedai. Good to see you. Keridwen got a jawline today. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect jawline of Keridwen. You don't want to go in a boxing match with her, right? She's got that boxing jaw, right? This is a beautiful statue of Keridwen here that I found. I think this would make a good background. Keridwen over the cauldron. You see there it is. See it? Awen. It says it right on there. Just in case you don't know what the cauldron is, they put it on there for you. The cauldron of the Awen. Beautiful display, good Celtic background. And Farmer Fiona is here. Farmer Fiona is now making videos of the wonderful Airy there, all around Ireland, right? We're going to see more videos from Fiona. You should talk in them, Fiona, because you have a wonderful Irish voice. People would love to hear your voice. Talk in them when you're doing your videos. I think that would be beneficial to you. Let's see here. Where are we at with all of these wonderful people here? doTERRA is like a psychedelic in the sense that it makes you hallucinate, but it's not a psychedelic. It's a very dangerous plant. Well, don't do it. Don't do it. When I think of psychedelics, I think of healing experience, not just to get high. Not to get high. I think the healing is what I look after. Robot Wolf, good to see you. Good to have you here, our good friend. For your spiritual entertainment in the morning, go up and touch the hand right there. Like and subscribe. I do this every day. If you are here watching, you go up and you touch that thing right there. It's on the top. Or if you're on Apple, you hit the screen 2 times. That helps me in what I'm doing, supporting me. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, Underboss is here. Good to see you, Underboss. DJ Keridwen, she's got the cauldron. Yeah, she's mixing it, right? She's on there. She's got a turntable. She's got 2 turntables and an Awen. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. Where are we at? Scrolling through here. All these wonderful people here. You can find it in the wilderness of Jordan. Lucky you. So you're going around eating all these psychedelics over there in Jordan. You're running around the wilderness. You're like, I want to be like the prophet Elijah who lived in my land, Elijah the Tishbite. What about Elijah? When you take your psychedelics, are you going to conjure up some bears to eat the children? Oh, man, one of my favorite Bible stories, when he sends bears to eat the children. It has many, many properties, certainly. Touches the hand. Thank you. Our bearded lady is here, Jenny. Good to see you, our good friend. Always nice to see you. Wonderful to have you here as one of my supporters. Is Sir Flame Drop here? I haven't seen him yet. Oh, man. The underboss, yeah. Oh, my goodness. So I want to talk about these. Now, if you miss any of this, you can watch my video that I made this morning about my psychedelic use. Or you can go to my Substack. It's on there as well. You are a Substack subscriber. It all comes to you in the email, right? Legends say Elijah is still alive as of 2026. Yeah, I saw him with Elvis at Burger King in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It was quite the experience. There was John the Baptist, Elijah, Elvis. They were all eating hamburgers. And I tried to tell, this is before there were cell phones. So no one would believe me. I didn't have the evidence. Let's see. Underboss, under gods comes me, and you knew of angels in demon mode. Some call you Beelzebub. Oh, I see where you get your name. I thought you were talking about what's in your pants, like your private part, like you're the boss. You got you're the underboss. You got the large private part down there. But you're talking about being a devil. That's what you're talking about. I see. You are the down below boss. I see. That makes it. Sorry, I thought you were talking about your penis or something. What is my favorite subreddit? I don't know. I don't have one. I don't get into that stuff. You know a guy named Elijah? He's a butcher. Oh, man. Hell belongs to heaven. Angels have names in hell mode. Yeah, why not? Why not? We could do it that way. Trucking them kitties. Oh, boy. Sign of the end times in burger restaurant. Yeah. All of the prophets were there eating number 2 combo meals. They had the Whopper Junior meal. It was quite an experience seeing all of these. And Elvis, the king of rock and roll, all there together. Everyone was supposed to be dead, right? Or taken up. Enoch was there working at McDonald's or Burger King. He had the Burger King outfit on. They do have cheap burgers back then, yeah. Praise Gakumat. Who the hell is Gakumat? I never heard of that deity before. Gakumat. You are Lord Gakumat. Tucked in kitties. Oh, shoot. Where are we going with that? Where are we going? Brother Lucifer has devils. You have demons. We are not the same. Oh, so you're like a down below deity. You have devils and demons are not the same in Dungeons and Dragons. Certainly not. Demons are chaotic. Devils are lawful. There's quite a difference. Yeah. Keck said tucked into blankets. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Deacon, was Jesus as a real person or is he a myth? He's a real person. I don't doubt his existence. I just doubt what's written about him. I have no problem believing he's a deity. His teachings have been an important part of my life. I think that my personal belief is that he realized what humanity is, and he taught other people to do the same. Theosis is really becoming what you are. We're all children of the All Father, all of us. So that's how I see it. I know that's not acceptable for Christianity. You have to accept everything that they have ordained as valuable, or you are disqualified, right? And they use God, saying, we have the authority. Jesus gave us the authority. Believe in what we say, or you will be punished. Yeah, screw you. Dancy, he taught Melkor all he knows. Melkor, is it Melkor Isn't he the flying dragon in the Never-Ending Story? Melkor, right? Atreyu, yeah. Atreyu taught Melkor all that he knows. Um, let's see here. Where are we at here? You love to bunnies? Oh, yeah. Everyone loves my animals. Yeah. This is Tortoise Day. Bunnies Day is Thursday and Fridays. This is at about 8 o'clock, which is in an hour from now. I will go get my tortoise for you to see. I made a cute little video of her earlier, calling her Speed Racer on my YouTube shorts. You can see her running out. We took her out in the backyard yesterday. She runs all over the backyard. She really enjoys it out there. It was a beautiful day, back in the sunlight. Oh, let's see here. Where are we at here? Is God reality itself? Why not? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I'm loved. I don't know all the details. And I don't have to. I'm not going to be punished for just doing my best to understand how I'm loved. And I think it's ridiculous that when people say, you are going to be punished if you don't have the right ideas. What kind of father does that shit? Right? A terrible one. A terrible one. Oh, let's see here. Did you watch the old 1980s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon? It was cool. Oh, certainly. I had it on DVD when it came out on DVD. I had all of it. I watched the entire series over and over again. What was interesting, if you like the cartoon, now they couldn't do stuff back then. They couldn't get into the violence in the 80s with the cartoon. D&D had enough problems already because of the Christian fundamentalists back then. So the last episode they did not air because it was too violent. But you could find the script for it that is recited. And then later on in time, a modern time that we're in now, people have recreated the last episode where Venger is defeated. Did you know that Venger is the Dungeon Master's son? I don't know if you knew that or not. Yeah, I love that cartoon. I've been hoping that they make a movie out of it. That would be, I think, appropriate to make a Dungeons & Dragons based on the cartoon D&D. Now, the universe for that, it was not the Forgotten Realms. I forgot which. Does anyone know the setting for the D&D cartoon? I want to say it is the Greyhawk. I want to say Greyhawk, but I'm not certain. Father, magic bard of wonderful, wonderful muse and love. Thank you, Patricia. Patricia is always saying nice things when you are here. We appreciate you very much, Patricia, for being here. For your spiritual entertainment every day, 7 days a week, every morning I'm here. An occasional evening I will be here as well. But mostly mornings. This is where I've really set in here, the morning time. Jeanette, good to see you, our good friend. You like the background? Keta doing on the turntables here. Yeah, she is mixing it up. Just think that you're at a rave right now with Lady Keta doing on the turntable. Yeah, I thought it was a beautiful image as well. Oh, let's see. Do you know what the universal wave function is? Could God be the universal? I don't know. You see, all of these things could God be. We only have our creativity to answer that. We only have our creativity, nothing else. Or you can go by other people's opinions. That's it. We don't have the answers. And I don't know why. All I know is I am loved. That's all I've been told. And I try to share that with people. All I've been told is that I am never alone. That's what I was told by the deity. That's nothing else. I'd like to have more information. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's no fun not having the answers, right? But maybe that's part of the journey, right? I don't know. Let's see here. All right, here. Beautiful, wonderful, awesome night, a day. Thank you. It's nice to be in a positive environment. Thank you for making it positive. You bring the positivity. You didn't know that, sir. I appreciate you sharing the lore of Dungeon. Yeah, I was a dungeon master for many years. I was a Forgotten Realms canonist. I love D&D, and we play it every Friday in our community. Let's see. God is love armor. Yeah. Love embrace. Yeah. Googling, I also thought it was Greyhawk, but it seems like it was just a generic D&D realm. Probably was. I think there's a lot of speculation. I don't think there's a lot of details, right? There was a lot of realms back then. Forgotten Realms is pretty much the one that is dominated, I think, because there's so much detail there. There's so much that is crafted in. There's so many books in terms of what is available, right? Um, the level of lore there, there's always something that you could build a game out of. Jason Manuro, good to see you. Good to have you here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. The universal wave function is the theoretical quantum state representing the entire universe, incorporating all of their interactions. Essentially, it's the ground of all being. Well, why would that not be deity? It makes sense, right? For in him we live and have our being. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. God is the sun for you, Michael Danger. God is the sun. Good evening, fair sir. May I please inquire to quench my dear thirst if you have some ale, if so. Well, I've known to run a few taverns in my lifetime. But of course, Jake, you cannot come and partake here today because you are wherever you are in the world. So we cannot have an ale together unless it is virtual ale. God is change, possibly. Yeah. No, God is the sun. I don't know. Stay in love, family. There are angels, saints, fairy folk, holy spirits, Holy Ghosts, like magical forest gardens within. Yeah, I would say it's quite true, Patricia. I would say that I agree. Which God? Truthfully, there are many. Yeah. Yeah. The many that's all from our perspective, really. We have no idea. Unless, I've heard a voice. And that could be a unity in one. Who knows, right? Because I've experienced divinity in many flavors. I've experienced first and foremost as fatherhood, as that is, I'm gendered and I relate to myself in that way. Maybe that's the inner me. The inner subconscious is that reality. I don't know. And maybe we are dualistic beings where we have this reality of divinity within us that speaks to us. I don't know. I've experienced it as father. I've experienced it as mother. Now, the mother's never said anything to me, only images, impressions, embrace. I've experienced God as lover, where the intimacy was quite profound, that I would feel with my wife, apart from the biological element. So I've experienced God in all of these aspects, and I don't understand it. All I know is that I'm loved. That is the only thing that I am sure of. And I believe that is my mission in the world, is to help other people feel they are loved, to encourage and inspire them, to help them to know it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Not to tell them what to do, not to tell them what. That is something the deity works out with you. When you are with the one that loves you, they let you know what they don't like, right? I don't see it as a gatekeeping or, follow the rules type of thing. I did that for many years. I don't think it was right. Let's see here. Just catching up here. Oh, God being changed is just a silly notion. Well, how do you know? Are you an expert? Do you sit down with the deity? All we have is our creativity to understand the divine. Our imagination is wonderful. The ability to see the unseen. Have you seen the great giant dragon corpse in Morocco? It's miles long. No, I have not. I have not. I believe in dragon. I believe it is a spiritual entity rather than a physical being. I think the dinosaur is a manifestation of that. We are a manifestation of the divine in certain aspects. And then you have other, like I think the Hindus are onto something, there's 356 million incarnations, right? There's deity manifests in this world in unique ways. Let's see here. Yeah, don't be a dick, please. I don't call you on Osh. The sun god is very silly. Well, you could say it is silly. I mean, whatever you want, right? You have but you have to respect other people's opinions. You might not agree with them, but don't be a dick. Yeah. We're just silly kids with big ideas, probably. Calling a large ball of hydrogen helium God is silly. Yeah. We are angels. We could be. We could be. I don't know. All things in the universe vibrate. Yeah, they certainly do. That is scientific, right? You think it gives you all the energy you need around me to survive? Jerry Ginger, good to see you. Jerry Ginger is here. Good to have you here. Our good friend for your spiritual entertainment. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, everyone's contesting the idea of the sun being a deity. I think the sun is a personal reality, that it has purpose and meaning and being in it. It's not just light and energy. That's my personal understanding. I could be wrong. Where are we at here? You having a baguette today? Oh, your grandfather made the sun? All right. Let's see, all these wonderful people. Yeah, we don't do politics here. We're not interested. You need your coffee before doing mod things. You start guzzling down. Deacon, how can I, as a Christian, reconcile the verse in Leviticus which says to burn people alive? Well, you ignore it. That's how you reconcile. You recognize the bullshit in your own religion. Now, other people will tell you have to accept that these are God's instructions. Now, that's up to you. You know in your heart it is bullshit, right? That should tell you something. God gave you a brain. Don't be like these other people in Christianity that accept not even Jewish people accept everything from God. They say, this is our ancestral records. These are the conversations our ancestors were having. That doesn't mean that's how God is. Christianity came along and said, these are the words of God. God does this shit. I mean, it's terrible. You have to rise above that. When I was a Christian, I would see that as, this understanding of word of God comes through mediated form. So when you're reading stuff like that, you recognize that's people saying that, right? This is everything in the Old Testament and New did not fall from heaven. It was all edited and transcribed and brought into various language forms and changed over and over and over again. And then the Christian church said, okay, we're done doing that. Let's just keep what we have here and we'll make it our word of God. Jesus gave us the authority to do that. We're going to use our authority to make an official text. It is called a canon. The New Testament canon was in the 4th century. The Old Testament became a canon in the 12th century. When it was finished, the Jewish people kept changing their book for 10 centuries. The Hebrew scriptures were formed, getting all that stuff that the Christians were using out of it. Let's see here. The key to life is light. That's right. The message the divine gave me to write before I started into the sun, unlocking your celestial abilities. What do you, like Superman? You have you absorb the light of the sun. Oh, most magical, loving, wise, wonderful God. Did you know that there's a holy story of a farmer who had a vision looking into the sun through a polished dish? And it was too wonderful. Yeah, it was Fiona here, Farmer Fiona. And for her, it was a polished cauldron. She was looking in her cauldron for a long time, right, Fiona? Our official farmer here, Farmer Fiona, over there in Ireland. You want a new canon? Yeah, the ones, it's terrible, right? Most of the verses in the Torah reflect ancient human psychology and the New Testament. You cannot disqualify. Where do you draw the line? you have to see that all of these books, they reflect the wisdom of that time period. I mean, Matthew says that Jesus comes from Adam. I mean, that if you take Matthew seriously, when he does his genealogy, then the world is only 6,000 years old right now. You cannot take that shit seriously. You have to be able. Now, this might be helpful to you. Truth, you're an Orthodox Christian, right? Vladimir Lasky, I think, had the best presentation of biblical understanding. He says the church gave us the scripture, and the church has the power to edit the scripture. The church will never do that because it's been, accepted the way it is. But the church has the power to take away from the Bible or to add to it. It has this power. Vladimir Lasky taught that. Now, that was not a popular comment, right? But it recognized the Bible as part of tradition, not something that there's Bible and tradition, like you have in the Latin church. You have Bible and tradition. The Bible is part of the tradition, and it can be edited. I think that is more of a healthy. The Orthodox Church, to me, is the only healthy form of Christianity that is out there. And they still have a lot of problems. As the idea of dogma to me is terrible. But if I were to be a Christian, I would be an Orthodox Christian. I tried being an Eastern Catholic, and there's too much watering down the Eastern spirituality. I just couldn't take it anymore. Let's see here. Father of entertainment, I have this terrifying footage. It needs a remedy. Oh my, a terrifying footage. What have you been letting people do to your feet? Yeah, if you're letting people put private parts on your feet, that might cause all kinds of diseases on your feet. You have athlete's foot now, probably because someone had fungus on their private part. Don't do that. Don't do that. He was trying to paint the to Jesus, the mold of Messiah. Yeah, it's all editing. Like we talked about this last week. The Nazareth was not a real place. It was a mistranslation of the words of the cross. Jesus from Nazareth. That's not what it said. It was Jesus the Nazorian. That was a certain sect within Judaism at that time that were trying to fire up the old traditions. Jesus was a leader of this movement, a movement that taught theosis, being divine by contact with the temple, becoming divinized. He taught these things. That was not accepted in mainstream Christianity later on in the West, but the idea of Nazareth being a place has modern archaeology says this has not been a place. Now, Saint Helena made it a place. She went over. She is not an archaeologist. She goes over to Jerusalem and says, "Oh, this is where it happened. This is Nazareth here." It was, and they had to edit all of their records. They had to reinvent this Nazareth into their mythology. It never existed. We have all of the evidence that contradicts this reality that Nazareth was a real place. They had to change their stories, everything, to fit this bad translation of the cross, right? This is all out there. The research for this is all there. The church is higher than the scripture. Yeah. Well, I think the church is not the scripture. All of that is all made up. But you're an Orthodox Christian. You want to follow the rules. There's a theory that Saturn was Earth's original sun. Oh, I never heard of that, Kim. Tell us about it. Yeah. How can a fallible man be divine inspiration comes from fallible men. They made it up. It did not exist. It was the church invented that shit. The Bible doesn't even teach that. It says all scripture is life-giving. That is what the Greek says, not inspired, all God breathed. It means life-giving. It doesn't mean inerrant without air. Who is the demon behind me, Wayne? Oh, that is from the third level of hell, Keraduania, my goddess. Yeah, I'm sacrificing all kinds of blood rituals for her today. Where, Sir Flame Drop, you are here. Good to see you are good. Sir Flame Drop, the long and proud. Good to have you here. All right. Let me pause. I'll get back to your comments. I wanted to talk about how psychedelics became a turning point in my life, in my experience. Some of you know the story. Uh, I've shared it before in the past, and I felt last night during my meditation that I needed to make a video about it, about me using psychedelics for healing, and I shared that today. If you want to go check out that video, give it a like. You can also, if you like to read, excuse me, it's all of this is on my Substack. If you want to know where my Substack is, go to the About Me, and there'll link there. Subscribe to my Substack. My Substack is just the notes for my shows. That's all it is. It's not anything. Now what I do is I write a bunch of shit out, like several pages, and I'm a terrible writer. I just keep writing. I have my AI. I go consolidate this in a few paragraphs so I can talk about it. So that's what you see on there. There's no profound writing. It is just the notes that I use for my shows. It's all me, but I use my AI to edit it all. Let's see here. If the church, let me come back to your comments now. My experience was last year. This was, I think, around July that I used mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and it really changed the direction of my life. I'm not writing this, or I'm not talking about this to promote substance use. I believe in sobriety. I think my best moments of life have been sober. But sometimes we use the things of this world to bring healing, right? And I think that is appropriate. I don't believe that I'm not a psychonaut. I think that people who abuse drugs, I think that's inappropriate. I don't care what you do, that's your life. I'm an entertainer, but that's my personal feelings. I don't abuse drugs, and I don't encourage people to do so. When I was younger, I abused drugs. When I was a teenager, and that's when I did mushrooms. That was like 30 years ago. So my intention is to describe how one encounter with the cybercellin mushroom helped me to understand myself in a way that years of effort had not. At the time, I used it. I was, a clergyman. I was in the church. And a fellow minister of mine, a friend of mine, one of his parishioners their therapist told him to use cybercellin for healing. And he was against it. I was against it. I thought it was of the devil. And that's what pushed me to research why modern therapists are using psychedelics to heal people. And, I was trying to show that it's not a good thing. But all of my research said that it was positive, that it was a wonderful thing that is being used in modern therapy to help people that have, uncurable depression or post-traumatic stress disorder, all kinds of things. The mushroom heals, and this has been proven. Now, it's not for everybody. Certain substances will make you go insane. So it's not for everybody. And I'm not, so don't go out and get yourself a bunch of mushrooms. Use wisdom. If you are going to use it, seek that medical advice and help. I am not promoting this. I'm just sharing my experience of it. And I think it is a positive thing in modern medicine that clinicians use to bring healing. So that was, as I said, my studies, indigenous traditions, always see it as positive. And this laid a foundation for me that would later become a turning point in my life. Now, my decision to use mushrooms came during a difficult season in my life. I had felt like I had been running in place for years. I was doing everything I believed was right. I was very faithful in my religion. I was doing it all right, following all the rules, fasting, prayer. I lived the life of a missionary. I was doing everything following the teachings of Christ. Um, the idea of using mushrooms during this time of what's going on inside of me, something is not right. Yeah, the mushrooms kept presenting themselves as an opportunity to discover what's wrong with me. It's felt like I was running a place. Something was not right in my life. And after fasting, after praying, after seeking wisdom, I decided to take what is called a heroic dose. I told no one about this because I was unsure whether it was the right choice. But the Apostle Paul said to test all things, or was it John? I don't remember. The last time as I said, it took mushrooms was when I was a teenager, and it was a lot of fun back then. But now I was doing it for religious purposes, therapeutic purposes, and so I went out into the wilderness, out in my grove, and within an hour the effects began. Colors shifted, and everything was squiggly and moving around, and quite intense. And my intuition told me to ignore all of that stuff. If I wanted to, I could just sit there and doze out into watching all the colors. Incense and peppermints, the colors of time. I could have just sit there and tripped out. But my intuition said, ignore that. Just look away, focus on what's going on in your side yourself. And in doing this, I felt afraid. I was afraid. I felt like I was dying. I felt that maybe I made a bad choice because I felt terrible. Synthetic mushrooms is what I was using. I think that's probably why. The chemical effects of the synthetic, too damn powerful. So I began to focus on God. I knew that I wasn't alone. I knew that God would always be with me, whatever you want to refer to deity. For me, it was Father. I knew that it was there bringing me comfort in this experience that I had been going through. And after about 90 minutes, the fear eased. I entered a different state. Everything looked beautiful. I felt as if I were outside of my own experience, my own body in a way. I could see my life with clarity. I saw that many of my decisions that were centered on myself. I had dedicated my life to ministry, but the dedication was not about helping people. It was about helping myself. It was about being recognized. It was vanity. Seeing the truth without excuses forced me to be honest with myself, recognizing that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing because I'm only doing it for myself. The honesty led me to the hardest choice I ever made in my life, stepping away from the collared T-shirt, right? Yet the decision became the best thing I have ever done in my life. I don't feel like I'm running in place anymore. I learned from this, this experience that was healing to me, that I am loved, not because of what I'm doing, but because of whom, not because I have the clergy shirt on, right? I learned I am a child of the divine, just as everyone else is. And I don't need to become something in order to have, to be worthy, to have purpose, to be loved. I don't have to be this person in society in order to feel like I have value. And that's what I was doing by being a clergyman. This realization healed me. It healed me in the deepest of way. And I couldn't be where I am today without doing the mushrooms. I'm not sharing this, as I said, to encourage substance use. My best moments, as I said, are sober, but there are tools in this world that can help people heal. If someone believes this path might be right for you, if you think that you should be doing something like this, seek out a professional who is trained in the use of substances in a therapeutic setting. Seek wisdom. So that is my point and my purpose. And I wanted to share this. Now you could, if you missed any of this, I just made a video this morning. Go check it out, give it a like, or you could go to my Substack where I transcribed all of these things. And now I'm going to go back to your comments and questions and things. And if you enjoy being here, go up and give that a touch, that thumb on the top of your screen. I talk about all kinds of things every day with people here, with my wonderful guide here, Keredwin, in the background. All right, let's see where I'm at here in the chat. Let's see here. How can fallible men be higher than divine inspiration? That's nonsense. Let's see here. All of these wonderful people here, getting back to you. Yeah, please don't bring up the orange man. We don't talk about politics here. We're not into that. Let's see here. Going back all the way back up here. Now I found my proper place in the comments. American Maker's here. Good to see you. My neighbor, American Maker, is here. Good to have you here. And Theo the Magus. Good to see you. Theo the Magus is here. Good to have you here. All these wonderful people here. There are many gods, but you will pray to none but him. Okay, buddy. Reminds me of an orange man. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm agnostic, sir. See here, please don't bring up. Yeah, we're not into that shit. You're more of an apple girl yourself. Can we talk about Elijah inheriting the spaceship? Yeah, the rapture spaceship that he comes around every now and then. Yeah, Kevin, how? Good to see you, our good friend Kevin. Hope you are doing well. Praise the goddess. She has a million names, yet has no name. Yeah, that's how I see it. There's a Lord and there's a lady, and then there's the rest of us, right? All of these deities that we have in human history, they're all us. They're all stories about us. That's how I understand it. And I certainly can be wrong about that. Let's see here. All here, Keredwin, the triple spiral goddess. Yeah, she's wonderful, isn't she? You took a heroic dose all the time. You grow your own mushrooms? Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys know about spaceships in every ancient religion? Yeah. Yep, pretty much. You could make that conclusion, right? Why not? Good to see you, our good lodge brother. Good to have you here, our friend. As a Christian, shouldn't we believe that God created these medical herbs and funguses to use? Yeah, you should. But the problem in the biblical tradition is the prohibition against psychedelics, sorcery. That's what it was. The Apostle Paul condemns sorcery in the New Testament, and sorcerers are condemned in the Old. That sorcery is pharmaceutical. What do they call it in the Greek? Pharmaca or something like that. It's using substances to enter altered states of consciousness. So there's a prohibition against it. So that's the problem, right? 3 grams did it to you for healing and medical purposes? Yeah. Let's see. Hail Woden, the All-Father. That's your guy, right? Top of the morning to you, Bruce Bowling, our good friend. Good to have you here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. Good to have you here, our friend. Always nice to see our good friend Bruce here. After all, the creator surely created the fungus. And yeah, he also created cyanide. I mean, you can go both ways with that, right? I don't have any problem with people using it for healing. I think that people abuse drugs all the time. I think that your brain is not designed to go on these trips all the time. It destroys your mental faculty. So I'm against substance abuse. I think what I did when I was a teenager was substance abuse. I use substances now for healing. Some of you know that I use opioids and marijuana to deal with my chronic pain condition. But I don't abuse it. I've been doing this for years. I prefer to be sober, but I use it to cut the edge off of the pain, right? Let's see. Self-centered realization. Was it the jester? He likes to help you. I don't know what you mean by that. There's such a simple honesty that comes with a heroic dose. Yeah. But for some people, that will drive them nuts. Yeah, I don't believe in outside of religious context and therapy that people there should be a purpose when you're using stuff. I don't have a problem with recreational use of mild things like weed or alcohol, stuff like that, because we can handle that. But stuff like psychedelics will destroy your mind. I remember when I was a younger person, we had this guy who overdosed on LSD and he became homeless. He walks around the neighborhood pointing at the sky and shit. Substance abuse. Let's see, they are asking for people to go in the studies of mushrooms, healing clinics. Yeah, I think a lot of the clinics around me, they don't use, mostly in the UK, I think they use a lot of cyberselin. But here, where I live in Florida, they use what do they call it? The ecstasy. It's called ecstasy, a street drug. They use the different form of it in some of the clinics here. They use ketamine as well. The ketamine is a big thing here in some of the psychedelic healing treatment clinics here. Chris, you were a staunch Christian too for several years. You didn't want to be rich voluntarily out of respect for the religion. More so there is self-employed freelancer pastors and such. Well, there's nothing wrong with trying to make a living, right? There's nothing wrong with wealth, as long as it doesn't possess you, right? Everyone should want to have an abundance of wealth and to share with the world, to help make it a better place, as long as it doesn't possess you. But we have a problem, right? We get greedy. We see the problems with wealth and how it corrupts people, right? People of humble origins that become wealthy later on, they are more well-rounded individuals. But if you see like people, look at our Hollywood stars and some of our musicians, they're all, living, a lot of them, terrible, unfulfilled lives where they're, just making fools of themselves, right? The whole clinic trial for spiritual journey is just a bad idea. I don't think so. I think there's a lot of people that have used cyberselin to heal in a clinical setting. I think it's a wonderful thing to do. The odd stranger, you struggle with that. You always feel the pressure that I need to do things that will add to my value. Yeah, we're taught to do that in our society at a young age. We are taught you must get a good job, right? You must have a plan. When you're in kindergarten, I remember I wanted to be an astronaut, and everyone encouraged that. They wanted me to be this or do that. And I remember when I was a teenager, I was like, I'm screwed. I can never become something. And, going to college, I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't think I'll find my place in society, right? I'm not good at anything. The only thing that I was ever good at was religion. And I said, well, that's where I think I'm going to, make my way in the world. And I wasn't doing it to help people. I was doing it to help myself. When people are doing it to help people. As a former clergyman, a lot of the clergymen that I've met, they're in it for themselves. They don't care about people. I worked with one of the most controlling people. He was a real control freak with the people in his church. And, I tolerated it because he was the one in charge. He wasn't there for the people. He was there for himself. But you could see these people in different religions. They are in it because they really want to help people. I was not one of those people. I was given being a minister as something that will make me great, like the greatest thing you could do in the world. That's all about you. That's vanity, right? So I made a bad choice, but I'm glad I did because I learned from it. It's part of my journey. I don't regret it, but I had the opportunity to see that what I was doing was wrong. And that was thanks to the cyber. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard. That's something you always struggle with, right? Finding value, right? Finding purpose, feeling you have to do this or to become. It's really empowering, the odd stranger, as you call yourself, when you see it within yourself, when you begin to practice, seeing that you have value, looking within yourself, seeing all of that within you. There are beings that want to hang out with you. There are gods who die for you, right? To be with you. That's how valuable you are. That's how I interpret Christianity, is that you're worth dying for. Not that other shit that people, that the death is to pay for you, but that you're worth investing in. Like I like the Gnostic myth, the gospel of truth, where you have the deity coming here. He dies because he becomes human. He dies to be with us. That is the sacrifice, rather than the other way around. Doesn't come to die for us. He dies because he comes to lead us back in the right track, to see that we have value and purpose. Let's see here. Clinical trials are starting here in Miami. You're about to sign up? Yeah. It might be very beneficial to you, right? We have them here where I live by Orlando. They're all over here. Not with cyberselling, but with the other stuff. Psychedelics should only be done in ritual-like settings, intention to get. Yeah, I think that's appropriate. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, Bard, this is just my opinion, but I think you should maybe share more personal stories. What do you think I do here, Ryan? All the time. I'm always sharing from my life, all the time here, my personal experiences. That's what you see is what you get, right? And your voice texting without my glasses so hopelessly says, yeah, I always do that. I share from myself to help people. I've been doing that for, most of the time I've been on here, right? Natural is better, of course. That's right, Jeanette. Slow to speak, Jesus is coming soon. Yeah, that's what they've been saying forever, right? Every generation. He's coming back. Yeah. The last 2,000 years or so, yeah, right. They used to use marijuana in those incense burners. Pharmaca, the word actually has a close relationship with Christos, probably. All things in moderation, yeah. Beautiful statue. Ashley, you like the statue of Kedidwin there? Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of, I sometimes, when I'm waiting to pick up my children from school, I'll go on my Pinterest and I'll look up all these beautiful artworks of Kedidwin and statues and things. Yeah, this is very beautiful. People hide diesel and they can meet beings. Yeah, I would say so that you have a more of a sensitivity to the spiritual. Now, when I did psychedelics, I didn't meet a being. The being was within me. So it wasn't like I was going to meet. It was already here. The being helped me to see more clearly. Yeah, that's what the being did. There was no like people running around talking to me or anything like that. It was just a sense of knowing that was given to me by the being. But there are people that see things and talk to things. You have to also ask yourself, is that you, right? You have to be, I was very I scrutinize everything I do. What is this me or is this something else? I think that's very important that you do that with everything. Similar energies. You gave me the gummies and right Percocets. They keep your tolerance down. Yeah. You're suffering from great pain, probably greater than mine, right? It helps take the edge off, right? MDA is what it is. The rapture was yesterday. Yeah, he missed it. Oh man. Oh, all these wonderful people running the trials. You're not again. You think they're doing it? Methyl dioxyl methamphetamines, MDMA, that's what it is? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been a drug dealer since I was a teenager, so I don't remember what people are calling. When I was a drug dealer, marijuana was $25, $20 for an eighth. Now it's astronomical. I mean, inflation in the drug world. Let's see. Yeah. Right. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and only the individual can change their view of the world. Right. Exactly. Right. Let's see. Where am I at here? That's not why how you're using beauty. You're using it in a different context. Most people in the church have never had a real spiritual experience. They've been scared to death yelling at demons. Well, you don't know that. You are generalizing. I, as a clergyman, I do generalize as well. Based on my experiences with people, there's some truth to what you're saying. That it's all shrill and ideology. There's no real context. But there are many good Christian people that have genuine experiences. And I certainly did. All over the world, people have genuine experiences, even if they are lunatics. Like, my Christianity was quite wild. I was very fundamentalist, but I was still loved in that fundamentalism. I was still being guided, still being helped to bring me where I'm at today. If go back 20 years ago, I would say I'm going to hell right now. I don't see things that way. Sometimes people, they need to be in a certain place to heal, and the church helped me to heal in that regard, and the healing helped me to move beyond it. Yes, people need those control structures sometimes to get better, and it was helpful for me to heal. So there's a lot of problems in it, right? But there's also good. There's also good in it. Let's see. But better, moving, loving, peaceful. Yeah. Our official herbalist is here, Melly Starr. Good to see you. Good to have you here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning with our wonderful Canadian here in the background. All right. Let's see. All these wonderful people. Isaac, you came to say hello and listen to some wisdom. If what you're best at is spirituality, then you found the best part. I see someone that is always seeking the truth. Well, thank you, Isaac. I'm glad that you find benefit here and coming here and sharing your experience with everyone here. I appreciate you. You see beauty all around and very creation itself, a proverbial silver thread. Yeah, it is all here, right? Amit, in other words, you are looking to be honorable in life, understanding and having an honorable death even. I think a lot of this idea of honorable is all made up, right? It is all vanity. I mean, seeking honor. You should, there's nothing wrong with this idea of virtue, right? To do things with honor. But honor has to come from within, not from without. If you're seeking an honorable death, it can't be because everyone sees you the way you're doing it as honorable. Same thing with being a martyr, right? Just because you die for a religion doesn't make you a martyr. It's how you die that makes you a martyr. See, making the world a better place takes work. What cannot love humanity passively? Amen, sister. Or Awen, I'm sorry. That word slips out every now and then. Let's see here. Dana, he's coming this year. Jesus is returning this year. Though they said he was coming back last year. Remember in October, he was supposed to come back? Oh, man. You dated a guy named Jesus once. You made the joke about him coming back. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, man. You love humanity by staying away from them. Yeah. very, very few people you can tolerate. Only the bad you can tolerate on here, right? Only the bad. Shemd fort. Jesus walked on water. Is the light of the world born of the Virgin on the cross? Is he the Son? Prove that he was born of a virgin. Prove that he is all walking on water. You can't do it. You cannot prove that. It's a mythology. The things they wrote about people back then to make them look wonderful. They made them seem, why can't Jesus be wonderful without having to do all this other shit? Why can't his message of acceptance, of love, of having value, giving people value, loving your enemy, right? Why can't that be powerful without all of this mythology, right? Now, I'm not against the possibility of people walking on water or being born of virgins. I am open to the idea. But to require me to believe that, to be accepted by the deity, I mean, that is bullshit to me. The idea that I must believe it this way or else. Can you not see that someone is trying to control you? That shit should be all optional. It should all be the teaching, lived, experience. That's what should be important. The other stuff should be optional. Eventually, you came to find objective evidence which leads to, where did that comment go? Contrary to your initial beliefs, prior held confirmation bias, namely the impeccable of the Bible, as Bart Ehrman demonstrated. Yeah. Dr. Ehrman here, he's quite brilliant, right? Very pompous, too, the way that he explains things. But yeah, he came to the same conclusion that I did after biblical studies, that the way that it's being taught to us is not what is there. There is a theological layer that is introduced to someone before you engage with the Bible. If you take the Bible as itself, you would say, oh, this is a terrible religion. This God's an asshole. But you are introduced to it in a context of emotionalism and spiritual fervor that helps you to see the book in a different way. And Christians, they're always reinterpreting it to fit that narrative that they've been given. Because I challenge any Christian believer to take the book as it is, without all of your reinterpretation of it. And you will find that it is a terrible, terrible book. Good morning, the bad photographer. Our good friend. Thank you for your contribution to your spiritual entertainment this morning. I appreciate you being here. And thank you for doing that hard work of living your sobriety. As I said at the beginning of the show, me using substances is for healing. I do not believe in abuse. And sometimes people fall in that. You can abuse anything. For me, I abused religion for many years. I was addicted to it, right? Trying to replace my self-worth and self-value in something that could never really give it to you. I remember at one point I had all of these books about saints and things, and they're all saying the same damn thing. And I just needed to accept it for myself. Let's see. Car accident, arthritis, thrown, tendonitis, left arm, shit. You're suffering. Jesus said we can all walk on water if we have faith. Yeah. I think there's something to the power of human will when it's in community. There are things that happen, right? When you get together with other people and you have a spiritual goal where you are manifesting that in your prayers, your words, and your thoughts, things happen. I mean, this has been proven. Let's see. Yeah, maybe they were burned off. Yeah. You had your dose of Christian theology for the year. Yeah, you've had it all given to you. No need for any more. Son God, Jesus is your favorite transformation? Oh, interesting. Talk to you all later. Okay. Take care. Let's see here. This is the first. He's the strongest can fight the devil. Sheik is here. Good to see you, our good friend Sheik. Good to have you here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. Good to have you here. The blood being wine is also sun-related. The sun ripens the grapes. The blood of the grape is the sun. Oh, that's an interesting connection there in the spirituality of people that are into the Dionysian aspects of mystery. You remember last night, Hancock, a gentleman studying pyramids? Oh, yeah, that's great, right? He's a wonderful entertainer. Your theory, playing Skyrim, though, you see something in Skyrim, was what he's saying. Pyramids are just physically the best way to stack rocks. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yes. There's a lot of symbolism and power in pyramids, right? And these sacred, geometry, right? There's power in there. There's fascination, right? That brings people to a different state of consciousness, right? 3-year-old figures, it's out blocks here. Yeah, let's see here. All these wonderful people here. The brainless one, our Slavic pagan friend, is here. Good to have you here. The brainless one, good to see you here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. I'll be with you another, 55 minutes. I will be with you here this morning for your entertainment purposes. Every day I'm here for 2 hours or so. Every morning I am here with you, sharing the wonders of spiritual entertainment. Romulus was also born of a virgin, and Hermes, some say Socrates is born. That was a common motif, right, for deities and things. So it's not surprising that Jesus is born of a virgin. Now, the way that the Christians talk about it, right, that it's necessary for him to be an alien because we are diseased. He can't take. I mean, it really is epic bullshit. The idea of original sin, epic bullshit, is what it is. That we need to be saved from ourselves because the God gets dirty. I mean, what a bunch of bullshit, right? Being a loving person should be enough for a God. Yeah, it should be, right? You would think, you doing your best in the world, trying to be loving and kind and generous would be enough. A real God doesn't care about what fabric of clothing you're wearing or if your penis is circumcised, right? Let's see. Linen is healing. Oh my. They want your family tree and regular trees to grow in kind. Okay. Is it really a sacrifice if you're becoming a god and sitting on a throne of heaven afterward? Yeah, not really. Not really, right? The way that it is peddled to you, it isn't. The sacrifice of appeasement is the context for most of how our ancient ancestors understood everything. See, a real God probably doesn't care what you eat and how you eat it. Yeah, probably not, right? Let's see here. The bad photographer. If God is alive, does that make him an alien? Probably for you, right? You love space aliens, right? I would imagine that you find your deities all being aliens is more fitting, right? The idea of interdimensional beings, that there are greater realities in this universe at greater wavelengths. There are people who have all of these theories. The idea of deities coming from another world, I think, is more far-fetched. The deities being here, or the aliens are here in some capacity, I think would probably be more appropriate, in my opinion. Let's see here. A real God doesn't need you to make a bigger family tree. A real God loves infertile people as well. Yeah, right? And infertility is seen as a curse of God in the Bible, right? Why would God, give me erectile dysfunction? I mean, do you think that's appropriate? Yeah, God is cursing me. Let's see. Those Tibetan monks do amazing things in group prayer. Yes, they do. There's real power when people get together, and there's real power when you contradict that, right? When if you have a group of people contradicting your will, just think about a stadium of a game. You have the force of two wills on display. This is why home games for sports, there's more of a greater chance of winning. You have two powers of will battling one another. And when you have a group of people that contradict you, that energy is real. It is there to contradict you. And that is a mystery. It even says that in the Bible, right? That you have Jesus could not perform miracles because of all the unbelievers that were there. I think there's a value in that. There's truth in that. Uh, let's see here. Are you agnostic? No, I'm not. I'm agnostic. I'm agnostic. People accuse me of being all kinds of things, right? I only recognize one deity right here. Canada. I'm monotheist. God made people gay. Yeah, why not? You know, there are, if you look in the natural world, homosexuality is nothing new in terms of the animal kingdom. It is something that operates on a level of we don't understand fully yet, but it's very much present within our humanity and within the animal kingdom. It is there, right? If a God is so against it, why did he create the possibility for it? Right? No Xeno princess made me gay. Jeez. Hercules made me gay. Kevin Sorbo. Oh my. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Where am I at here? All of these wonderful people here. Here, most. Let's see. Good. Happy to be here. Stayed up all night watching Hancock's work. Yeah, I like it. A lot of people in archaeology think he is full of shit, and it's right to contradict him. But I think you should. There's some of the theories that people have. I think you should not outright dismiss them, but consider them. I don't think some of his. I'm hoping he's right. I really am. I'm hoping he's right. But there are a lot of credible archaeologists that don't agree with his findings, right? And that's okay. It's okay. As I said yesterday, he has led many people to want to do archaeology. He's just like the modern Indiana Jones, right? He has inspired people to want to take uh, the academic pursuit seriously of archaeology. There's a lot. So I think he might be right on some things. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Is it pretend to argue with Gwen Day? Uh-oh. Who's arguing with Gwen here? Most fundamentalists today are not aware that the word rapture is not categorically in the Bible, as Bart Ehrman highlighted. Yeah, this idea of rapture is a theology that is fairly new in the Christian world. I think it's probably maybe 100 or 200 years old. And it's based on how someone has represented certain ideas in the Bible. And they take them out of the context to create this. Christians have been doing that forever. They're making the Bible into something that it is not, right? Pyramid is bringing the four elements, the base, and to the top, the capstone, symbolizing ascended from the physical to the spiritual. That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah. Yeah, I see the pyramids as sacred, as something beautiful that are, the ancestors of our world here, these great structures, the aligning the heavens and the earth together, I think it creates beauty. So I think there's something wonderful. Did aliens make the pyramids? I don't think so. I think we did. We have just forgotten how to make wonders like that. I mean, we could reproduce it right now, right? In the world, we have all the technology to do it. But where's the intention, right? The intention is missing. Just because you can make something, copy something, doesn't give it the same value. You cannot replace Stonehenge, for instance, right? Let's see here. The crescent is only in the place. Oh, you're talking to him. All right. You fear that psychedelics would force me to face your dark self, and that's okay. That's okay. Your dark self is part of you. Your dark self is you. You might not like it, but accepting yourself as you are is very important. Your shadow self, doing that shadow work, is important for you to be whole. Accepting your darkness doesn't mean you have to do the darkness, but recognizing its value, recognizing the power that's behind it. Why do people have darkness? That's the mystery. A lot of it comes from our wounds. A lot of it comes from, past life trauma, perhaps. Who knows where it comes from, right? But accepting that is very important. And knowing that your deity accepts you for who you are is very important. Like when you have a dirty thought, in Christianity, what do? They make you bring a guilt trip on you, right? When you have a dirty thought, the deity is not amazed. The deity understands what you are and loves every part of you, even the capacity to have dirty thoughts. You are still loved. Now, that doesn't mean you should indulge in your darkness. That is unhealthy. But to recognize that's there, to draw power from it. I think the idea of, for instance, rage. I have a tendency to have rage, right? To get really angry, and that's been very unhealthy for me. Why do I do that? I accept it instead of beating myself over it? I accept that's part of what I am, and I try to rechannel that energy behind that rage to make it more creative, right? I have a tendency to give people the middle finger, and I have buried that within myself. But now I've learned that my rebellious side is probably very healthy and helpful to me in my creativity. Now, I still give people the middle finger, but I do it with creativity now. Recognizing Christianity suppressed a lot of my inner life, and that was unhealthy for me. I think Carl Jung, he had valuable insights for helping you to heal. Christianity wants to see that part inside of you as the devil, as evil, as you're terrible. But when you see that this is part of who you are, it's what you do with what you are, right? That's what's important. The idea of the inner demon and the inner angel, right? That the left and right children, that's you. That's a part of who you are. Sometimes the demon is right. Sometimes you need to listen to it. And I'm not talking about an entity. I'm talking about your inner psychology. Sometimes the demon is right. You should give that person the middle finger. You shouldn't stop it. They need to see that, right? All right. All right. Take care, Gwendolyn. Pyramids have same symbols that are in Skyrim. Really? Someone was bringing Gwendolyn down. Gwendolyn can hold her own here. I think she is. I think she has to go to work or something, right? Yes. Is someone harassing Gwen, or is she getting coffee? Yeah. When people harass my moderators, I just ban them. You can harass me. I enjoy it, but don't mess with my moderators. You demand your wiener skin back if God isn't using it. Yeah. Think about that for a moment. Why does the deity get pissed off because you don't chop part of your wiener off, right? I mean, these are human things. Has nothing to do with deity. The Inquisitor Bacon is here, making sure everything is not kosher. The idea of a God being mad because you eat bacon. I mean, seriously, why does a God give a shit about what's on my plate I'm eating? I have all of the internal organs to filter out all of the harsh chemicals that are in any food. I mean, you have these religious people whining about drinking alcohol, um, these Puritans, right? But they eat bacon. Bacon has more chemicals that need to be filtered than having a glass of wine. I mean, it really is ridiculous. If Jesus was God, why did he call out to God on the cross? Yeah, that's the idea of him being the ultimate deity. I don't agree with that myself. There's plenty, but he certainly was a deity, in my opinion. And so are you, and so am I, as William Blake would say. I think that's the important reality: is that he knew what he was, and he tried to teach people what you need to realize for yourself. When you realize that you're connected to the divine, you that is very empowering. It is very healing. When you realize that you're not alone in this world, that you have purpose being here, that there's a reason why you're here, right? That is very empowering. Let's see. The aliens taught you math? Probably. My frequency is out of whack. It hurts. Oh man, you need to turn it to watts. We are open circuits. We close our hands together. Yeah, you think about these formations, right? These symbolic things. These are different ways of manifesting the inner reality, right? Um, I used to be, one of the things that has been very healing for me in practicing Druidry is understanding the element of the air. The element of the air, it is above, right? It is of the intellect. The age of Aquarius, right, is the element of the air. And I was, living in this elemental reality in an unhealthy way, completely detached from the world. I didn't see any purpose in ritual at all. I'm like, why bother? I have it all up here. I'm connected. A ritual is the manifestation. It is the connection to what is up here to down here. And in down here, there's a meeting of a greater reality. Connecting your inner self with what is outside here, using your creativity, manifests things that are beautiful, that last forever. This Druidry has been very helpful for me to heal, as I've been always sharing here, right? Let's see here. You played college sports in high school. There's an energy that comes from the crowd that's very hard to describe, right? It's empowering. Going back to quantum physics, right? The ability to make particles appear. The power of the human will is the greatest thing in the universe. It is what makes us progress. It's what makes us evolve as a spiritual people. Uh, Human evolution comes about from how we use our will, where our will takes us, right? Immortal beloved, you deconverted someone from Christianity yesterday. Uh, well, good for you. Now, what are you doing with them? How are you giving them a new sense of life and purpose, right? Let's see. Where am I at here? Scrolling through. One of your favorite cousins, she is gay, but loving to take her shirt to help you type. Oh, I don't know what you mean by that. Can you imagine the ancient hand-to-hand battles? Crazy energy. Yeah, crazy energy. Fueled by the understanding of deity, right? Everyone's murdering each other. And our ancestors fought all these wars, because of their deities, mostly, right? Sapphire, Xbox, good to see you. How are you this fine morning? I am doing well. I hope you are doing well. And if you're enjoying what I'm doing, go up and touch the like button up here or double tap your screen. That helps me. I do this for a living. Like and subscribe. I do this every day. I'm here having conversations with you. And you can go to the join button on your screen after you've done that and buy me a cup of coffee. I do this for a living. And when people stop buying me coffees, I am not going to be here anymore. So I appreciate people that can support me. I'll go back to doing it as a hobby, probably once a week or something. But I do this every day because you people believe in me, you pay me, so I'm going to continue to be here. So think about becoming a community member. You get all kinds of cool emojis. You get an Owen symbol next to your name, and you also get access to our Discord server. We have wonderful community on there, wonderful group of people who are agnostic, atheist, um, pagan, Christian, Muslim, Jew, all of those people in one place, having a good time together under the banner of spiritual entertainment. And if you missed it today at the beginning of the show, I talked about my use of psychedelics had helped me to heal. I did them last year in July, around there, and it changed the whole way I see my life. And if you missed it, I made a video this morning. You can go give that a like. It's about 5 minutes long. I share my story of using psychedelics and how it has made me a better person. And it's also on my Substack. If you want to, my Substack is all my notes and things from my shows. If you want to look on there as well, you can find my Substack in the About Me page. Let's see. Wood is not being good conductor of electricity. It still works. Okay. The prostate exam is here. Good to see you, our good friend. The prostate exam. If you need prostate services, our good friend here, prostate exam, will bend you over on his table and take a look up there. Thank you for being here. The Bard out. We can learn from each other. Good ways, yes. Learning from one another in an atmosphere of peace, of harmony. That's where we need to be at, right? Katerina, it is good to see you, Katerina. I hope you are doing well. You love the pyramids as well? Wonderful. Anyone planning on being raptured should sign their house over to you for safekeeping and give you their children and animals, right? Yeah, it's pretty sick what these people do. I recently read that the Gnostic history in the beginning of Christianity was essentially destroyed and erased. The way they treated the Druids is bullshit. Yeah, well, the Druids were wiped out by the Romans. The traditions of Druidry continued, right, in the Bardic tradition. And that was later driven underground in most places by Christians, right? But yeah, what you had in the beginning of Christianity, you had various flavors and various groups. One group began to reign over all of them, and that was the imperial Christianity, the only acceptable form, right? This began to rule and to define what Christianity was. And if you were different, you were murdered, you were killed, you were tortured if you did not agree with the status quo. Let's see. I always think back to the video of Robert Downey Jr. in character on Tropic Thunder explains the pyramids with the sound of a blanket. Interesting. You don't understand Ehrman. He says that all miracle stuff about Jesus is false, but still says he existed. Well, a lot of scholars recognize the historical personhood of a man named Jesus. They don't agree with the mythology about him. There's plenty of evidence to say that, unless you're a mythicists believe he is all made up. But the consensus in scholarship is that there was a Jesus that lived and died on a cross, that was a spiritual leader. That is historical. Everything said about him, that's where Bart Ehrman would say that's all shit people made up, that everyone was doing back then about their spiritual leaders. The things that are written about Jesus are not unique. These things were all done. What's unique about the Christian message is the development of resurrection mythology. That is unique. And celestials, angels guided humans how to make megalithic architecture. That's your opinion, that it was guided? If you look up the life of Zoroaster, I think he was supposed to follow his path. Well, we don't know much about Zoroaster because Islam destroyed it all. A lot of what you read about Zoroastrianism is a reconstruction that came later on. and it certainly was influenced by Islam and Christianity, and as well as other religions in that area, right? It is all most of it. Zoroastrianism is mostly an ethnic-based faith that's still around. That is one of the ancient forms of monotheism. There's a it's growing as these people groups. It's not like an evangelical religion where you have to go out and make disciples. You're born into it. I don't know if you can. I'm certain you could join if you wanted to, but it's mostly people of an ethnicity that continue Zoroastrian, and they have temples all around the world, the fire temples or whatever they're called. It's still a religion that continues. Let's see. I'm more afraid of people that won't even entertain the dark thoughts we all know they have, right? Well, entertaining them, I think, is inappropriate. Confronting them, recognizing, yeah, that's how I feel. How should I act now? Should I think about going and murdering that person? No, you shouldn't think that way. That's inappropriate. That's not good for you, right? To knowing that they're there is not wrong. That's part of you. Sometimes your brain is a toilet, right? All kinds of shit's floating in there. It's how to navigate through that, right? You can't. That's going to happen to you, but you're not like if you are a religious person, right? You don't have to think guilty about yourself. Yeah, big deal. That's how when I was a Christian, I learned to do that. That's okay. I'm not fooling God by saying that I feel guilty about it. That's a part of who I am. Learning to love all of yourself, just as deity loves yourself. Do your shadow work. That's right. Wheel of Wonder and Burnout Positive. Barth's views on Jesus are very clear. How is it confusing to think that a preacher existed? Yeah, that's a historical consensus, right? That he was. But there are people called mythicists that believe that Christianity was just somebody made it up. And that's possible too. The ideas in some of it is good, right? Nellie, you do shadow work every single day. You work through it and not around it in most cases. Yeah. You look like a Frodo impersonator who got lost and lives in the convention center for 20 years. Yeah, I would love to be that. I had no problem being a Frodo impersonator because I love Lord of the Rings. I would have no problem. I'm not part of a cosplay community or anything. I don't have a problem with people enjoying that and having a good time. I think that's wonderful. I mean, I dress up as a wizard every Friday and play Dungeons and Dragons. I love doing it. If you want to travel back in time, you would think they were a giant, probably. Yeah. The middle finger cross is our gang side. Yeah, I used to do that when I was a clergyman, and I would say, sign of the cross, right there at you. Yeah. Jesus was an itinerant rabbi spreading the anti-Roman ideas, pretty much, I would say. Yeah. Our Norse pagan friend Ulf is here. Regional savior, the humans were meant to be saved, the entire earth. Yeah. Friar Tuck had Honeymead. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, was Robin Hood a real person? Right? Probably not. Maybe he was. Maybe there were people doing things that inspired someone to write a story about Robin Hood, right? Jesus is a regional manager. Okay, that's an interesting way to look at it. Why is my mouse not working here? Turn on and off. Yeah, that works. Jesus didn't do shit and they still killed him. Yeah, we don't know. You only crucify revolutionaries. That just being a preacher doesn't get you. His thought challenged Roman ideas, or he wouldn't be crucified. That's like the most worst form of punishment. So he was someone who challenged, and he did. The idea that the least is the greatest. Rome didn't want that being presented, because look what happened. When the least is the greatest, You have these Christians, they're going out and rescuing all the children that are abandoned out in the wilderness, or the old people, right? You have this idea of being being like Hercules overturned only because you have power and strength. That makes you great. Like the man born blind in the gospel, right? Who sinned that he was born this way? Jesus said, no one did, right? They look at disability as punishment. They look at these people who are the least as the worst off. And he said, no, the least are the greatest, because the least make you great by how you love them. This was an unacceptable. That's what really transformed the world. This teaching, not because he walked on water or was raised from the dead. It's because of the ultimate value of the human person. That overthrew all kinds of ideas. It overthrew the idea in Rome that power made you great. It overthrew the idea of Valhalla, where only the warrior gets the best treatment in the afterlife. It overthrew all of these ideas that left a great majority of the population of the world out, right? The least is the greatest. That is a powerful, powerful message that I believe in with all of my heart. See here. He thought he was here to pay taxes. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Inquisitor 316. Oh, man. The beast system. Oh, man. Bridge to Terabithia. Oh, that was a sad story. Oh, that is sad. I remember when I rented that as a movie when it first came out, I thought, oh, this would be a good family movie to watch about fantasy or something. I thought it was about going into another world. And it turned out to be a sad story. I'm like, this is shitty. I mean, why did I want to watch this to cry, right? I thought I was entertaining the family with some new adventure movie or something, right? He was doing a lot. He was teaching women. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Where am I at here? All of these people here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. Like and subscribe. Double tap your screen. Go up and touch that thumb. Become a community member. Go to the join button. Buy me a coffee. We have a wonderful time here. Every day I am here for you. 7 days a week, normally. Every now and then I might miss a day, but I'm here. Sometimes twice a day. I am here. I'm always releasing content, always YouTube shorts every day. This morning I put my tortoise up. She was running around the backyard. I made it like a 10-second clip of my tortoise running around the backyard. And I also released a video about my journey in using psychedelics. Go check those out. There's always content here. Always content. And as long as you people are paying me, I will be here for another 25 years. I will make that commitment to you. If you make the commitment to me to buy me a cup of coffee each month, small, medium, or large, whatever you think that I am worth. Check it out in the join button. Super Obama is here. Oh, man. Let's see here. The Druids survived the Roman persecution? No, they didn't. They were mostly destroyed. Now, what did survive is the tradition. The bards became the Druids. They became the ones that were the spiritual leaders. That's what happened. You're a mythicist? Yeah. Christianity was the nail in the coffin. Magic Cat, hope you're doing well. Good to see you, our good friend, the Magical Cat. Good to see you, our friend. Yeah. You're a historical fictionist? No, good. Druids were at the Queen's inauguration. Facts. Well, that's modern Druidry. That's modern. I am a modern practitioner of Druidry. I am a member of the Order of Bards, Ovites, and Druids. Historical Druids, the unique manifestation in history that we're talking about long ago as a tribal reality, those don't exist anymore. But the modern Druidry is based off of that. But the ones that were at the Queen's inauguration, those are modern Druids. They are not. That is a different reality that I was addressing, because all of the Druids were wiped out by the Romans. They were the ones on the Isle of Anglesey, but they went underground. People continued to practice it. It wasn't a secret tradition. It was something that was a lived experience of the land, being connected. It was a form of, and it was different everywhere. Not everything Celtic was the same. It was a different experience everywhere. If you look at the mythology, it's very similar, like the Irish and the Welsh. You have similar stories, like the tale of Finn McCool and Ceridwen and Taliesin, right? They're very similar. Let's see here. Druid is your favorite cider. There's a Druid cider. That sounds interesting. Your grandfather was a Mason, large headmaster. He catered to the Queen Elizabeth of England trip to Nigeria. 7 children went missing on her trip. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, why not is our official representative of the lodge here, our community member. Why not? Let's see. Lime, good to have you here. You do believe Jesus was a great human being? He stood his ground? Yeah. The scholars basically effed up the philosophy of the great man. I think so. I don't think there was ever meant to be a church. It's supposed to be a lived philosophy, right? The church is a control mechanism created by Rome, the imperial reality. You are a part of me, and I am a part of you. We are a community, right? No man is an island. It's inappropriate, in other words, if not honorable. Do you understand, Bard? No, I don't understand what the hell you're talking about. I have no idea. Down under Debbie is here. Deborah Richardson, good to see you, our good friend. Always here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. And if anyone missed it, my conversation about using psychedelics, I made a YouTube video earlier. Go to my video section. You can hear me 5-minute long tell about my journey in using psychedelics. Let's see. Trinity Ivy Moon is here. Good to see you. All we have is the miraculous Jesus. There is nothing else. So if you say there's not a real, what is left? What Jesus is talking about? Yeah, well, you have to. All of the what Bart Ehrman is talking about are the other historical figures in the world that recognize that Jesus was a real person. I mean, what evidence do we have that there was a Caesar Augustus? We are trusting a few people who wrote some things. That these are with most of the history, none of us were around, right? Was George Washington around? Well, we have a lot of writings and say that he was around. Now, did he see the Virgin Mary as some claim he did? Probably not, right? Did he get shot up by a bunch of Native American people and survived with arrows in his chest? And probably not. Did Abraham, or did he chop down the cherry tree? Probably did. Yeah. Let's see. Magical Bard. How do you feel about cartoons? Which kind do you like? You enjoy Ponyo or Avatar? The nature element. The Garfield. Well, I'm more of a He-Man, G.I. Joe person. Thundercats. But I've watched all cartoons with my children, all of them growing up. So I've watched everything. The Avatar series was really good. Back on Nickelodeon when it came out about 15 years ago or so. That was really good. That was enjoyable. Oh, let's see here. Ponyo was cool. I don't know what a Ponyo is. Robotech was good for me when I was a kid. That was good. People are literally trying to bring up about Second Coming and think we're going to be very disappointed. Yeah, why would he take your ass, right? XCX is here. Good to see you, our good friend. We'll be here for another 16 minutes. I will be with you here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning, 7 days a week. I am here for you. Like and subscribe. You just remember that it's your birthday today. Well, happy birthday to you. What a wonderful experience, you being here in this world. Happy birthday to you, the bad photographer. May you have many, many more enriched and sober birthdays, my friend. Let's see here. Where am I at? All of these wonderful people here. Oh, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Well, that was good. And the movies were good too. Yeah. What do you think about the Lord of the Rings cartoons in the 70s? Yeah, those were interesting, right? Ponyo is the coolest. What a wonderful storm goats. Kiddos got love and Saint. Yeah, I never heard of Ponyo. I never heard of it. Kiradwin is wonderful, right? Thank you for getting your own birthday. Yeah, I don't even remember my own. My wife's birthday when it comes around. If it wasn't for like social media saying, "Oh, it's your birthday today," I would every day. Like even my children, my wife, she knows all the dates. I'm at the pharmacy. I'm like, "What the hell is your birthday?" I got to call my wife up to find the birthday. I mean, I'm terrible at that. Subscribe to fund this comedy. Yes, I appreciate you. Yeah, sometimes it's more comedy, sometimes it's more serious, right? We're on the serious end of it today. Thank you, my bod, for your spiritual. You're welcome, down under Debbie. Token Bert Raccoon, good to see you here. Every time I hear that, I'm thinking of a raccoon smoking a reefer when I see your name here. What was the point of the Knights Templar? Well, you had all of these warrior groups that were feeling they're being religious by going and fighting all the wars for the Pope, right? All of these. I mean, there's chivalry, what we know of chivalry and all of that stuff came out of that. I mean, there's something unique and mystical about the knight, right? The paladin. But how these people were used in the ancient world was all bloodlust and ideological battles. I mean, it's kind of a contradiction for, you to be this Christian reality and going out and chopping people's heads off and stuff, right? Did Jesus teach reincarnation? Some people believe so, because the idea of Elijah returning, you can find various scriptures about reincarnation in the Bible. Reincarnation was, something that was normal in terms of the Greek world. Everything was influenced by Greek philosophy, and reincarnation was a cornerstone of that. Let's see here. Our Reiki master is here. Natalie, good to see you. Good to have you here. We all want to see, Natalie asked on her video the other day, do you want to see me do live streams? And we all agree here, yes. We want to see Natalie in action on the live streams. That would be wonderful. And if you're interested out there, people, the best live streaming is doing it on your phone. If you have an established community, doing the computer, that has a different audience, right? You have to have the establishment, but using the cell phone, what happens is YouTube just shoots it out everywhere. So I found that is the best way to do videos. You get a bigger audience. Let's see here, where are we at? The Druids today are very different from the old Druids. That's why it's called neo-pagan reconstructionists. Yeah, very different and better, in my opinion. Because some of the shit our ancestors were doing were quite inappropriate. Like when the Druids told the warrior caste, oh, you can go out and die, you'll just come back again. I think that's inappropriate. I think that's an abuse. Just because it's Celtic or Druid doesn't make it good. But the way that you see Celtic spirituality and Druidry today, I think is wonderful. It's very healthy. I think the order of bards, Ovites, and Druids is, the leading and paving the way for a wonderful form of spirituality in the world. People today practice Druidry, and the old Druids lived it. No, the Druidry today is much different than the Druidry of our ancestors, the historical Druid. Uh, the idea of an earth-based connection is universal. Druidry is an archetype. That's what you find in modern Druidry, is that we are all connected to this. Because when you think of ancient Druids, you think of earth-based spirituality, and that might not be the case. What we have today is different and wonderful, in my opinion. All right. Let's see here. He-Man and G.I. Joe, yeah. There are contemporary accounts of Caesar's historical records that aren't religious writings. About Jesus, yeah, pretty much, right? But you'll let it go. My myth is just rambling. Yeah, it's nothing. It's not a big deal because you can't prove anything and I can't either. We are using certain facts. There's no need to debate about it. We are just doing our best. I mean, for me, there's plenty of things to say he was real. Even if he was just made up, the teachings within it are wonderful. There are Native Americans. Let's see, where did that comment go? That thought GW was a kind of a spirit. That thought they had to shot, but they probably just missed him. I don't know what is a GW. You're a Virgo. My kids might all my kids are grown up. My youngest is 11. They don't really are into cartoons anymore, so they're all grown up. Let's see here. Jesus emerged from the tomb. They looked down and saw his shadow and proclaimed that there would be 6 more weeks of winter. Oh man, you watch Ponyo with your daughter? You know, one of my favorite children's shows is Yo Gabba Gabba. I mean, that was some good, fine entertainment. I mean, the music was great. They always had like real musicians coming on, contemporary indie bands and things. That was a really good show. They had Biz Markie on there. I mean, that was a really good show. I missed that one. That was a fun one. Bard, you exist in the timeless realm. Most likely you don't wear a watch either. No, I do not. I do not wear a watch. Yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you. Oh, yeah, here. What do we got? 8 more minutes, my friends. 8 more minutes of spiritual entertainment in the morning. Once I get to the bottom of the comments, 8 more minutes probably will take me. I am here every day. I am here for you. And tomorrow I will be here again at the same time for your spiritual entertainment. We're having a really good week. We hit 25K yesterday, right? We're working our way up to 26, probably today or tomorrow. We're having a really good week here. Last week was really good. And I appreciate all you people. What's interesting, if I look through my subscribers, most of them are from India, which I thought kind of fascinating. I'd say about 50% of my subscribers are from India for some reason, which I find, I love Hinduism. And there's Hindu people that come on here all the time, which I thought was quite fascinating. Stairs in Lakota at some of you. Oh my. Let's see here. Take care, Raven. Have a good day. Go eat your breakfast. You have to get ready for work. All right. Take care, bad photographer. I will stream on my phone in the portrait form. Yeah. Well, yeah. I will start soon. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Congratulations, 25K. Thank you, my friends. It's all because of you, because you believe in the Bard. You come here all the time to have these wonderful conversations that we have. And I appreciate all of you. I thank you for all of your commitment, for enjoying what I do here. Let's see. Yeah, where are we at here? What do you think what the universe is other than a sign? I think the universe is a lady. That's how I see it. The cosmos to me is an eternal lady. The divine Sophia, as some would call it. And this lady is seen in every face of every woman. That's how I see it. Jamin is here. Good to see you. The high bard of spiritual entertainment I am. There were scientists in the 60s that thought humans were essentially electrons in superposition, um, and a few of them killed themselves in a controlled environment, but they didn't return. It didn't work out the way they wanted. That's interesting that they were willing to go all the way. Yeah. Jeanette, good to see you. Good to have you here. Enon YX, I am vanquished. Oh no. How did I get vanquished here? The end is near. Oh no. There is no end. It's all a cycle. Prepare for the rapture. Oh no. Oh boy. Good to see you, John Gibson. Say your cost so it doesn't go to waste. Yeah. Donate to me. Gwendolyn is retired. I am so proud of you, Father Bard. Inspiring. Well, I'm grateful to you for making this reality happen here. I got my allergies are acting up here. All of you people being here, right? I really enjoy doing this. I thank you for all of your continued support and for your spiritual entertainment here, 7 days a week. It's probably your fascination with Shiva Linga spot. Probably. I love my Shiva Linga. Yeah. I'd probably be a Hindu if I grew up over there, obviously, right? Hinduism is a very beautiful religion that I can jive with. What do you think about me? I'm born Hindu but turned atheist. Don't care. Hinduism is always going to be a part of you, even though you might be an atheist, right? Let's see here. Where am I at here? Rapture again. Yeah, it keeps happening, right? I know you were kidding. I know. Hindu people are balanced usually. Well, you're generalizing because India is just like anywhere else. You know, you have people that are imbalanced. There are fundamentalist Hindus. The ones that are going around beating up Christians and stuff like that, right? The Hinduism is just like any other religion. You have the good parts and the bad parts. But unlike other religions, it's an ongoing experience where they're not tied to one myth. They continue to develop their myths, which is very beautiful. The only real dogma in Hinduism, if there is going to be a dogma, is the idea of reaching moksha, that liberation. That is the only real thing that guides all of these other myths in it. Escaping samsara. You stream from your phone as well. It makes things easier because you can move around if needed. Yeah, you have a much bigger audience when you having a computer and sitting down. That's for established audiences. If you the phone has been my ticket to having conversation with people, because I've tried both. I'm like, why do I only have a few people showing up here? Usually, several hundred. The norm is just under 1,000 that come through here every day at some point. Your wife loves the superposition. Oh, I would imagine so. I would imagine. Super quantum entanglement. Hindu people come from the Hindu Kush mountains. Hindu Kush is a type of is cannibals, cannabis. Mr. Flores, you're an AV installation technician. Today you are working at a high school. You have to be on the site at 7 because we have some off cabins by 2. I don't get why we just can't work after hours. I don't know. Are you in a union? Or maybe they have certain regulations. I don't know. Druid Aura 100%. Thank you, John. Thank you. I hate getting up this early. Yeah, we all do. But I am more of a morning person myself, I would say, because I go to bed at like 8 p.m. usually, and I maybe 9 or 10 is when I finally get into the sleep. Let's see. You're thankful to get up, yeah. Let's see. Your middle school starts at 9. By the way, I'm learning Hindu philosophy. Beautiful, beautiful. 5:55 every morning is when you get up. Yeah, usually somewhere between 4 and 5 is my. And I have an alarm clock. I rarely need it. I rarely need it. Let's see. Yeah, what did you learn about your philosophy? Tell us. Hindu philosophy is vast. It truly is not possible to explain it in a single conversation. Give us a philosophical idea that you have found of value within Hinduism. So you're studying it. Something must stick out, right? Usually meeting that can be funny with Islam and Christianity, like Goa, which is liberal and accept other religion, but not in the north. Yeah. Right. Why did God stop sending prophets 2,000 years ago? He ran out. Ran out. That's simply why. Sometimes they run out at the store, right? Their products, right? It's certain because of regulations, maybe. Yeah. Always regulating us all the time. The government, right? I've naturally woken up at 5:55 nearly every morning your entire life. It's a curse. Now, that's interesting how we got these internal clocks, right, that are programmed. And this happens. There are many people like Gwendolyn here. Do you have to go to school today, Gwendolyn? Are you on your way there? Karma action has a result. Yeah, that's universal, right? Indus history is worshiping deities both benign and malignant, very balanced. Yeah, there's like a neutrality to them. They only become uh, malignant and benign uh, because of how you use them, right? They are user-friendly deities. It's like the demons, right? The demons, they might look ugly, but they are how you use the demon. Yeah, I share a story because in my undergraduate studies, I focused on Hinduism. My undergraduate is in world religions. And I particularly studied some of the South Pacific islands and islands off of India, how Hinduism came there and how it manifested. And there was this one island that there was a documentary done on this, that they have this parade of chaotic deities that they every year they shut their doors and let these entities, these demons, come and have a good time in the land. They leave food out for them on their porch, and no one goes outside. And at the end of the day, they have all of these paper mache images of like demonic, chaotic beings that they parade through town, and they go out to the ocean where they came from. All these chaotic beings came out of the ocean because that is a symbol of chaos. And then they burn the paper mache up, and they have a big party and everything. It's an interesting thing. But what was interesting, the people doing the documentary were not of Hindu origin. They were obviously influenced by Western spirituality, Christianity, because they made a paper mache image of the devil with 666 and a pentagram and everything. And they paraded that through town, which was quite ridiculous. It has nothing to do with how these people understood their demons. You are parading a moral evil through town. That's not how they understand their devils. I always thought that was fascinating. Oh, let's see here. That business to stop, just communicating. Yeah, 3:30 in the morning for you, damn. Doing the right thing, Dharma. Yeah, the eternal law. Have I seen the NASA observation of the Indian fellow? No, I didn't. No school today. You have to travel for a baby shower for a dear friend. You have to leave soon to make the drive. Oh, wonderful. You were shocked. A relative hundreds of years back. You had the same mother and father, same as. Remember that reminds me of that story. You ever see that cartoon called Uncle Grandpa? Uncle Grandpa is that cartoon that was on the Cartoon Network probably about 10 years ago. And I've always tried to figure that out in my mind. How could one be your uncle and grandpa at the same time? How does that work? I know it's a jest, right? But that was a funny cartoon back then. You're bringing the cake. Oh my! You made a tres leche cake last night. Oh man! You're bringing all these Hindu ideas here, Ian. The dude, the British is definitely an American. This dude, the British, my accent is not British, and I am an American. It is Waterdhavian. Waterdhavian, sir. I am an entertainer. I can have all kinds of accents on here if I want to. I enjoy doing it. So you're not exposing me, jackass. Everyone knows. Like if on my Discord, I talk to you normal. If you go to my video that I made this morning, it's in a normal, plain American accent. This is for entertainment purposes only. He's trying to expose me. Oh, what am I going to do? I've been exposed now. Let's see here. He also is, he is uncircumcised as well. Don't be fooled. Yeah, you want to see my penis now? You want me to show you my penis? NASA observed information from an old library. Interesting. See, Americans also have crazy to deal with, give us bad names overseas. Yeah. We always have problems, right? Get ready for the hologram, Lord and Master. Let's see. You're a Ronin? Oh boy. We're really loud and obnoxious. We're obsessed with money and sex. The Americans, right? Everyone's screwing each other over here. Kyle, good to see you. Good to have you here. Bring out the anteater. Now, I have reached the end of my show here, my friends. I will be back with you tomorrow morning for your spiritual entertainment. In the morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will return around that time. Every morning here for 2 hours with you normally. Every day, like and subscribe. I will return to you again afterwards. If you haven't yet, go check out my video that I made earlier today about psychedelics, the psychedelic turning point, I believe it is called. It's 5 minutes long. Go give it a like, enjoy it. It could tell you how mushrooms had healed me. Take care, my friends.